Oh, hi. I just saw Everything Everywhere All at Once that I've been looking forward to for quite some time and was ecstatic to find out that my theater was getting it. And it's probably my most anticipated movie of this year. Um, so first and foremost, spoilers. I'm gonna talk about some stuff. And trust me, if you haven't seen this movie, go see this movie. Because the more you hear about it, the more it's gonna make you want to see it. And the less you know, the more even better experience you'll have. But regardless, what an experience it is. What a film. What a masterclass. I have never seen anything like it. It is revolutionary and will change filmmaking forever. At least it should, if anybody's paying attention. So I'm just going to go over some things, random thoughts. It's going to be random thoughts that pop in and out of my head about this remarkable film. Um, Once it started, I I remember. You see, overall, I love this film. I love this film. It's amazing. It's an amazing achievement in cinema. I love it. I love everything about it. I was surprised about certain things. Again, spoilers for Everything Everywhere All at Once. I'm gonna talk about all of it. Spoiler alert. Um, it really is Everything Everywhere All at Once. I enjoyed everything about this film. So it begins, and I remember waiting for the title card for reasons. Um, I'm like, okay, let's see when the title card's gonna kick in. It could be like fresh, it could kick in 45 minutes into the freaking movie for all I know. And then we get to that point when she's at the desk, and he asks her, "What are you thinking about?" And as soon as he says that, everything. And then it fades in part one. And right then and there, I had the thought, you gotta be kidding me. Please, please tell me that this movie is three parts. Everything, everywhere, and all at once. I immediately had that thought when that happened, and I was like, yes, here we go. Part one. Everything. And boy, what a ride you have. The way the Daniels suck you into to the experience, to the main character, to the characters, to the family. The way you get introduced to this world, and what an original idea. I mean, I don't know. I've never heard of this idea before. I thought I've heard everything. Maybe it's from somewhere. Because I noticed that the Daniels take a lot of inspiration. For example, I've been listening to a lot of the Swiss Army Man soundtrack. And there's that song where they sing, "Everything everywhere matters to everything. Everything everywhere matters to everything." And I was like, oh, and now they got this movie coming out called Everything Everywhere All at Once. Interesting. And then I looked up this song because I thought it was from the trailer. Spoiler alert, long story short, it wasn't. But it's a song called Everything at Once. And it was made in 2014. And the lady's singing about how she wants to be, all she wants to be, is everything at once. Just saying, I think the Daniels might have been inspired by some things throughout these recent years. Anywho, even if it is their own, or Lord knows the story behind the music video's got eyes. Eyes. Just saying. Great song too. Anywho. So, the fact that the Daniels were able to construct such a story and have an original idea, to me, where it's not just a multiverse and it's not just about tuning into other versions of yourself and connecting, but the way someone could flip back and forth, back and forth. Like, I can wake up in this other one, shut this other one down. I can maybe be two places at once. But how anybody could literally just be taken over like zombie robots or something, but by another version of themselves. Great. Brilliant. In and out. There was a lot of few times I was reminded of the Matrix, thought of the Matrix, ooh, I can get this skill really quick, or ooh, when they're in the van, and then, you also got, ooh, I can, the people just being taken over like they were agents. Yeah, I can see that, but this is still more unique and original. The action was fantastic. the choreography of the fight scenes, the form of the storytelling, and then to find out that it really just is about family. It's about acceptance. It's about a mother and daughter's relationship. It's about accepting that nothing matters. Yes, the point is that nothing matters, but that's not bad news. That's good news because in the end, it's the heck, my roof's gonna blow off. In the end, it's not about it's not that nothing matters, so who cares? Let's give up. No, it's about nothing matters. Yippee! Let's focus on the things that we do care about. In other words, nothing matters except the things you care about. That's the point. Nothing matters to you unless it's something you care about. There are strangers out there in the world literally dying at this moment. You don't care. No offense. Maybe in some way, shape, or form you do. But you know what I mean? You don't care because you don't know them. You don't know who they are. You don't know of them. You don't know of their existence ever having been. Which means you don't care. They don't matter to you. But your family and loved ones and friends, they matter to you. You care about them. Everything that matters is all personal. So because everything is meaningless to one another, your stuff don't mean jack to me, my stuff don't mean jack to you. But it means a lot to ourselves. Nothing matters, but that's great news because I'm going to be here with you. I want to be here with you. And that's how I feel. That's all I care about is time with my son. That's all I want is time with my son. I don't care what we're doing. And the whole thing when they're doing the parallel thing with the relationship with the... Man, this was a brilliant movie. Forgive me for... I'm just going to be just going off the cuff talking about whatever because my mind is still blown. I mean, this is just hours ago that I saw this film and I'm like... Need to see this about 1,000 times, except for that one part. There's no way. Okay, all right. So okay, I love the romantic part where he says, I would have rather, because they have these fancy, she's like, we have these fancy lives, and if we'd have been together, because they were apart in that universe, if we'd have been together, we'd have probably owned a laundromat and been broke. Yep. But he ends up saying, yeah, I would have rather have owned a laundromat and been broke and been with you, and that's how I feel about my son. I don't care about all of this. I have you, so I'm good. So anyway, it ended up being a more heartfelt film about family than I was expecting. Because yes, the bad guy's her daughter. Did not see that coming, did not expect it. Well, not that it was like a big surprise in the movie, because it's, revealed pretty early on, but it's just I didn't connect it during the promotion. I wasn't going into this film going, and the bad guy's her daughter. I just knew there was this really cool bad guy. And then I'm like, oh, snap. So that was terrific. But there was this one scene, because they have the thing where you can also, where you have to chart the paths, and so you have to do something really weird. So of course they get away with things like fight sequences with things up people's butts, which could have been way too over the top, which unfortunately will be the one thing that will remove it from being seriously considered as one of the greatest films ever made, because it is. But just because people fought with stuff off their butt, which was hilarious. That's the thing about this movie. It's hilarious and heartfelt and cheesy and corny and ridiculous all at the same time. Like, sometimes I didn't even know how to feel because I was feeling everything at once. Like this fight, I'm like, oh, come on now, really? But on the other hand, it really was hilarious and done very well and, hysterical. So great, fine. But fight with things hanging out your butts. Cool, because the trophy was on the poster that I have at work. The other poster, not this one, but the other poster. I've been looking at all the little Easter eggs on the poster being like, I wonder what this means in the film. And when I saw it in the movie, I'm like, it's that trophy on the poster. It'll go right up his butt. When they did that, I mean, come on. It's priceless. But to have the overall... Give me 1 second. Sorry, I'm very flummoxed. The overall thing of where if you do something really weird, you can get access to more paths. And one of the things he has to do is give himself a paper cut. I've never in my life had to cover my ears while watching a film, but I had to cover my ears and I had to look away, and I did not look that whole time, and I was in excruciating uncomfortable. I've never been this uncomfortable in a movie in my entire life. I've never been this uncomfortable where you had to give himself paper cuts, like 3 paper, and you just, oh, I can't even think about it right now. But it was like, oh, get the paper cuts, you have to do the paper cut, and I'm like, oh no, make it stop. I will never, ever, ever, ever see this film in its entirety because I won't be able to watch the paper cut sequence. I will always fast forward at home. I'm going to be like, click, skip 1 minute, please. I can't even. And then even a few minutes later when he referenced, my hands hurt. I was like, no. But then all of a sudden they're like, she's back at the desk and it splits in two after it's been forever. And I thought the movie was over. They really got me with the end. For a split second, I was like, really? And then it's no. The movie we're watching is a movie inside of a movie, and the movie that we're now going to finish is the real world movie, while the whole movie we were watching is a movie inside the real world. What? Part 2! Everywhere! Okay. And then the philosophical stuff with the rock and the fact that the whole black hole and everything was literally a bagel, an everything bagel. Come on! How freaking brilliant is that? And then after the movie's everything's said and done, I'm like, oh no, they forgot part three. As a completionist, this is terrible. And then just like perfection. It's like an epilogue. Part three. All at once. And I think the movie ends as a representation of her knowing that she will constantly now, as the ultimate being, has access to all of them all at once. Everything. Everywhere. Forever. Good luck trying to pay attention. This movie's got me all worked up. I really liked it. A lot. And I could talk for hours. And I should. And there's probably 1,000 things I wish I could have mentioned or talked about. And as soon as I'm done, I'm going to be like, man, maybe someday I will make 100 videos about everything everywhere all at once and its brilliant perfection and what an amazing, exhilarating experience. And it was hilarious and heartfelt and warm and comforting and unique and exciting and thrilling and enthralling and all wonderful words of description you could possibly think of all at once. Yeah, that's how I feel about that. Now I gotta go grab the mail because I got some googly eyes I ordered from A24 that I'm gonna put all over the movie theater at work. And then I'm gonna play Everything Everywhere All at Once. Everywhere All at Once. Yeah.